Before we start, let's be clear about something. Marriage is the only thing people enter with hope, confidence, and Pinterest boards, and then immediately start Googling. Is this normal? How often do married people fight? And can I be married and still need space? If marriage were a movie, the trailer would be romance, laughter, and sunsets. The actual film? Bills, dishes, and a dramatic argument about who touched the thermostat. So if you're single, married, engaged, confused, or just here for entertainment, relax. You're about to get the most honest explanation of marriage you've ever heard. Now let's begin. Marriage is the only place where someone can steal your food, wear your clothes, spend your money, insult you daily, and society calls it love. It's also the only contract where you sign first, then read the terms for the rest of your life. Let's explain marriage properly. No fairy tales, no Instagram filters. Just the real thing. Marriage is not about finding the one. That's Disney propaganda. Marriage is about finding someone whose flaws you can tolerate on low sleep, low money, and high stress. Because love at 2 p.m. is easy. Love at 2 a.m. when someone forgot to flush for the third time. That's commitment. People think marriage is about romance. No. Marriage is about logistics. Who pays which bill? Who's mad today? Who forgot what? Who's pretending not to hear the other person calling their name? Marriage is teamwork, except sometimes your teammate is tired, hungry, and emotionally unavailable. Before marriage, people say, I can't wait to spend forever with you. After marriage, forever shows up and says, all right, let's start with dishes. Marriage teaches you patience. Not the calm Instagram quote type. The deep, silent patience where you breathe in, breathe out, and decide not to argue because prison food looks unseasoned. Marriage is realizing love doesn't disappear, it just gets busy. Busy with work, busy with bills, busy with responsibilities. Busy being adults when you both secretly miss being idiots. And here's the part nobody tells you. Marriage exposes you. Your selfishness, your ego, your childhood trauma, your inability to apologize without adding but. You don't enter marriage mature. Marriage either matures you or humbles you publicly. That's why communication matters. Not shouting, not silence. Actual communication and saying, this bothered me, instead of, you always do this. And here's another thing nobody prepares you for. Conflict styles. Because marriage doesn't give you problems. It reveals how differently you handle them. One person wants to talk immediately. Right now. With eye contact, hand gestures, and emotional footnotes. The other person wants space, silence, time to process, which suspiciously looks like ignoring you. One person argues to resolve. The other argues to win. One person brings feelings, so the other brings logic. One brings today's issue. The other brings receipts from 2016 in alphabetical order. One person says, let's not go to bed angry. The other person says, I need sleep or I will say something unforgivable. And then there's the most dangerous sentence in marriage. It's fine. Because it's never fine. It's quiet. It's loading. It's buffering resentment. Marriage is learning that different doesn't mean wrong. It means work. You learn when to push, when to pause, when to apologize even if you're technically right. Because being right doesn't fix tension. Understanding does. And eventually you stop arguing to defeat each other and start arguing to protect the relationship. That's growth. Uncomfortable, unsexy, necessary growth. Marriage fails less from cheating and more from unchecked resentment. Tiny things stack, dirty plates, missed birthdays, unsaid thank yous, unheard feelings. One day someone says, I'm tired. And the other person hears, I don't love you anymore. Marriage is not about winning arguments, because congratulations, you won. Now you're alone and right. Marriage is about choosing peace over pride, and sometimes choosing silence over being petty. Sometimes. Marriage also changes romance. Romance becomes intentional. You don't fall into it, you schedule it. Date nights don't magically appear, you create them. Otherwise, romance quietly turns into, did you lock the door? And have you seen the charger? And that's okay, because marriage isn't about sparks. It's about warmth. Sparks burn out. Warmth keeps you alive. Marriage is choosing the same person on boring days, on bad hair days, on I don't even like myself today days. Marriage is forgiving someone who didn't mean to hurt you, and forgiving yourself when you did. And let's be honest, marriage is also hilarious. You argue about nonsense. You forget why you're angry. You apologize mid-argument because you got hungry. You promise not to sleep angry, then sleep very angry on opposite sides of the bed. Marriage teaches you that love isn't loud. It's consistent. It's showing up. Listening when you'd rather scroll. Choosing effort when comfort is easier. Marriage is not 50-50. It's 100/100, but on different days. Some days one person gives 80 and the other gives 20. Some days it's reversed. Some days it's 10 out of 10 and you both order food. And that's still marriage. The secret isn't finding the perfect person. It's becoming the kind of person someone can grow with. Marriage doesn't fix your problems. It highlights them in high definition. But if both people are willing to grow, marriage becomes less about perfection and more about partnership. Two imperfect people. Same direction, same values, learning, failing, forgiving, and choosing each other again. Every day. That's marriage, not a fairy tale, not a prison, not a guarantee. Just a daily decision to love someone even when they finish the juice and put the empty bottle back. And if you're still listening, here's the real mic drop truth. Marriage doesn't work because people are lucky. It works because people are intentional. Love will bring you together. Ego will try to pull you apart. Effort is what decides the outcome. So if this made you laugh, think, or quietly send it to someone without explanation, you already know what to do. Like the video, comment your thoughts, subscribe for more brutally honest truths, and remember, love is easy. Marriage is intentional, and intention is what separates happily ever after. From We Tried. I'll be seeing you soon.